Yeah, so let's jump into Summer League with number one overall pick Victor Wembanyama. So analysis considered him to be a top prospect at the age of 14, coming from France. That's where he's originally from. And by the time he was 16, he was already projected to be the number one overall pick when he was eligible for the draft. He played a couple years professional basketball when he was in France. He often plays on the perimeter and has exceptional mobility and skills for his size, with the ability to handle and shoot the ball like a guard. So to put in perspective, he is 7'4", 7'3", and he has handles like a point guard, essentially. That's what I thought was very interesting, because not a lot of these tall guys are that sort of fluid with the basketball. So that's what caught my attention when he made headline news. So other comments about his draft profile is he's a capable three-point shooter. His jump shot is difficult to block due to his length, kind of similar to Kevin Durant. Defensively, he is an outstanding shot blocker, and his fluidity allows him to guard smaller players. He has a thin frame at the moment, so he lacks that strength, and that's been labeled as his weakness. So he doesn't necessarily need to get bigger. I think he just needs to get stronger. And sometimes he struggles boxing up and defending against post-ups. If there was comparisons to other players, it would be Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So as I mentioned, he is the number one overall pick, and he was drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. The hype was very similar to when LeBron James got drafted in 2003. I'm not saying he's at the same level as LeBron, but the attention was definitely comparable. So let's talk about his debut game on Friday night. So the San Antonio Spurs played against the Charlotte Hornets. And number 2 overall pick, Brandon Miller, was in that game. He had a pretty good game. He put up 16 points. So here's some notes of what I saw in the game. He got some good rebounds. He had 7 total. 5 blocks, which was probably my favorite stat amongst this game. And one of them was a very deep 3 block. So it just shows how versatile he is in terms of shot blocking. He stuffed a defender and proceeded to throw a dime to his teammate Dominic Barlow, which was great to see. So he can pass the rock too. Some things that weren't so great. His teammate Blake Wesley had to recover one of his turnovers, which led to a score, of course. But he just seemed off in terms of his handles. Tough shooting the first half. He only got 5 points. Tumbled a little bit, kind of lost his balance. Kai Jones from the Charlotte Hornets put him on a poster. In his defense, he tried to guard 2 players at once, so he was off balance when he got postered. Overall, he got 9 points. He was 2 from 13 from the field, 8 rebounds. Final thoughts on his first game. I think he was just nervous, and I would be too. People hyped him up to be the second coming of basketball Jesus, and ESPN, SportsCenter, all these media outlets are just hyping him up and just having a lot of focus on him. And I sensed he was a little frustrated at the moment, for a brief moment. This was in the fourth quarter, but I loved what I saw on defense. He is a freak of nature athlete. I think we will see a more dominant performance in the next game. Mind you this, I wrote this on Friday night, so I'll get on to the next game right now. So Sunday night comes around. He plays against Portland. I did watch that game. Complete turnaround. As expected, he put on a show, and he had a much stronger performance on that front. So on Sunday night, he got 27 points, was 9 for 14 on the field, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks. No concern on my front at all. And we'll see what's going to happen next, but I think he had a very good debut weekend, and I'll be watching a little bit more closely. So yes, that's Victor Wembanyama.